Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video day, and today we're going to be recapping today's games from NFL Thanksgiving 2023. Three games like usual for Thanksgiving. You have the game on Fox, the game on CBS, and your late night game, which is on NBC. The last two games were not interesting at all. Although the Cowboys game was a little bit of a fun game to watch. I mean, I will say that Prescott had a good game. That was fun to watch, but as an entertainment, as a two-team side, it was not a fun game to watch. I don't know about the 49ers Seahawks after a long day of Thanksgiving. Just the night game, even if it is a good game, it just doesn't feel like it is a good game just because the fact that you've already had such a long day and you're so tired. And sometimes football when you're tired could be fun, but for me, watching football when you're tired, it's like it's a reason you're trying to stay awake. But I mean, but even if you're tired or not, this was not a good game between the 49ers and Seahawks at all. Seahawks offense, they were terrible and they're inconsistent. I know Geno Smith had a banged up shoulder, but still he wasn't good in this game. The 49ers defense was excellent, but the best game today was an upset for the Green Bay Packers, winning 29-22. I kind of thought this would happen, to be honest. I mean, the Packers showed some really good things today. I thought Jordan Love has been improving and progressing game by game the last couple games or last couple outings against the Chargers and the Steelers before this matchup. And I said to myself, going into my Thanksgiving predictions, that, if the Lions can slip up against the Bears, or almost slip up against the Bears, as they only won by, 5? And they were down 26-14. With 2 minutes and 59 seconds remaining on Sunday, they definitely can slip up against the Packers. The Packers are a way better team than the Bears. And I know Jordan Love, another thing I was thinking is that Jordan Love would, continue to progress. And I think the Packers have a great shot to make it to the playoffs in the NFC. Right now, you look at their schedule, they play the Chiefs, which even, honestly, I could see the Packers upsetting the Chiefs. If Jordan Love plays the way he played today, and the Packers team played the way they played today, and the Chiefs wide receivers continue to play the way they're playing, I could see the Packers winning that game. Probably not, though. Chiefs will still win that game. The Packers will lose and probably be at 5-7. But their schedule after that, it's just some of the teams they play. They play the Giants, they play the Bucks, they play the Panthers, they play the Vikings, the Bears, and I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. That's it. That's their last 5 games. That's not in order, but those are the 5 teams they play. I could see the Packers winning 3 or 4 of their final 5 games after the Chiefs game. But let's get into this game. The Packers win at 29-22 over the Lions. This is the Lions' 6th straight Thanksgiving loss, and the Packers win at 29-22. Great game from Jordan Love, 22 for 32, 268 passing yards, and 3 passing touchdowns. A.J. Dillon, with Aaron Jones out, had 14 carries and 43 rushing yards, with 3 carries for 38 rushing yards. The Packers had 38 receiving yards, my bad. He had 3 receptions for 38 receiving yards, and I'm talking about A.J. Dillon. The Packers had 20 points in the first quarter, and they had 23 in the first half. There's been games where they're not able to score 20 points in the first half. There's been games when they have not been able to score 20 points in the game in general, and they put up 20 points in the first quarter. Jordan Love showed his best football of the season so far, in my opinion, and that was great to see for him, and I'm sure Packers fans as well. Christian Watson had a great game as well, 5 receptions for 94 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Jaden Reed had 4 receptions for 34 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Also, Romeo Dobbs had 3 receptions for 37 receiving yards. Tucker Kraft had a touchdown reception for, I believe, 8 or 7 yards. Great win for the Packers. For the Lions, 29 for 44, 332 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns for Jared Goff. David Montgomery had 15 carries for 71 rushing yards with 1 touchdown, while Jahmyr Gibbs with 11 carries for 54 rushing yards. Jahmyr Gibbs also had 4 receptions for 19 receiving yards. Sam Laporta had 5 receptions for 47 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Also had a reception on a 2-point conversion. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 9 receptions for 95 receiving yards, while Khalif Raymond had 5 receptions for 90 receiving yards. All right, Cowboys, Commanders. This could be the end of Ron Rivera's job in Washington. Ultimately, I think it's going to be a hard decision to whether they fire Ron Rivera. Obviously, I think Ron Rivera should be out of Washington after the end of this season, but I don't know. It's just firing Ron Rivera reminds me of two situations. One is NFL, one is college football. It reminds me a lot like the Raiders, Josh McDaniels, and Texas A&M with Jimbo Fisher. If the Commanders fire Rivera, his money will be guaranteed. So they're going to have to give him that money to the point where it would be definitely interesting if the Commanders fire Rivera. But this was a terrible performance from the Commanders. And, watching Sam Howell today, he did throw an interception, would throw a pick six to Deron Bland, which he did make history with that interception. The most pick sixes for a player in a single season, and the Cowboys won 45-10. But Sam Howell looked pretty good in this game, but the rest of their offense was kind of terrible though, and they were facing a really good Cowboys defense. Howell threw 28 for 44, 300 passing yards, and then for the Cowboys, 22, amazing day for Dak. 22 for 32, 331 passing yards, and 4 passing touchdowns. Tony Pollard had 13 carries for 79 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. He also had 6 receptions for 24 receiving yards, while Brandon Cooks had 4 receptions for 72 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had 4 receptions for 53 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And Kevontae Turpin also had a touchdown reception for 34 yards, and Rico Dowdle also had a 15-yard touchdown reception. For the Commanders, Brian Robinson Jr. had 15 carries for 53 rushing yards. Curtis Samuel had 9 receptions for 100 receiving yards. All right, Seahawks, 49ers. 49ers win it 31-13. Geno Smith throws 18 for 27, 180 passing yards, throws an interception. And then also Zach Cherabon had 14 carries for 47 rushing yards. Geno Smith ran it 4 times for 21 yards. Amazing catch in this game from Jackson Smith-Jigba. An amazing one-handed catch. 2 receptions for 41 receiving yards for the rookie wide receiver. DK had 3 receptions for 32 receiving yards. Lockett also had 3 receptions for 30 receiving yards. Noah Fant had 2 receptions for 25 receiving yards. For the 49ers, Brock threw 21 for 30 with 209 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown, while McCaffrey had himself a day. 19 carries, 114 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns with 5 receptions for 25 rushing yards. 25 receiving yards. Deebo Samuel had 7 receptions for 79 receiving yards, while Ayuk had 2 receptions for 50 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And that was it for the game. So a solid day of Thanksgiving football. The Packers-Lions game was a great game. It was a fun game to watch. But the Lions in the second half were playing from behind. But it was still a fun game to watch. None of these games are really close, to be honest, because the Packers were up 23-6 going into halftime. The Lions were playing from behind in the second half. The Cowboys absolutely just demolished the Commanders. And for the 49ers Seahawks, it was a little bit interesting in the second half. The Seahawks started to make a little bit of a run. It was 24-13. Seahawks had the ball a couple times, trying to make it a 1-score game, but just never really could, make a statement to try to, never really could make a statement to give them, make it a close game. And the 49ers win it 31-13. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the game the games in the comment section, and peace out.